Hi guys, I will show you how to create a complex shape. A complex shape is very many shapes put together, but at the end they form a single shape, of course visually. Inside After Effects and the layers you can see it is different shapes. But actually you can create very complex one. And for this you are going to use the merge path. Let's start with a star. I will double click to create the famous star here. Twirl down, come to the polystar path and give it, for example, 12 sides will do. Cool. I will come to the outer radius and make it smaller. Okay. I need more, maybe 20. 20 will be nicer. Our aim here is to create a gear. And this gear has to be looking like a single shape. And the stroke here is to help us to determine how many shapes we are seeing. Visually, we want to see a single shape. We are going to start by chopping off the outside here, the spikes here. And we go on by chopping off the spikes at the inner side here. I will select polystar 1, the shape itself, not the group of shapes, and come to add and add an ellipse. Okay. This ellipse, I will make it quite big, okay, to chop the outside. So I want to chop everything that is outside the ellipse. If you start playing with these guys, it might not work here. Okay, it's actually not under your control. These guys behave in a certain way because it's an XOR if you want XOR. To be in control, you need to add a merge path. I will select the add here and go and select the merge path. Fine, so I have a merge path over here. And what we would like to do is to look at the options. We have merge, doesn't do much. Notice what happened here. We were better off with the add. Add has added the two shapes, pretty cool. And you have the subtract, also very cool. You see guys, you have these small spikes, you can rotate them, you have a sun, a crown, I don't know. Then you have the intersect. Well, in the intersects, it seems it's working. It has intersected the ellipse path 1 with the polystar, and everything outside this, it has cut off. You can see that these spikes have been cut off because we have the circle here and the polystar inside. That's very nice. Now we want to chop off these guys from here. Or we want to add something to cover them up. I will select merge path. So I stay in the polystar. I will add now another ellipse. Here you are. This ellipse is above the merge path. I will click on it, drag and put it under. Now you could think about it like this. Everything above this merge path is like it's merged together. You notice the stroke. And everything under is still independent. To work on this, let's take the ellipse itself and just grow it up to here, for example. Let's see what happened. Well, cool. You can still see that you have two shapes, but actually it did a good job here. To merge all this together, of course, you are going to use a merge path. So we'll go to merge and we say merge path, and this merge path should be at the end. And we have to use the add. See, the add will add them all together. Here you are. Wow. Now you have something, you have almost a gear. So notice the logic here. Merge path will create for all the shapes above like a single shape. And using the mode here, it depends on how you want to create the shape. You can add it, subtract it, or exclude the intersections. So now at the point of this merge path, we have a single shape. Fine, let's create the hole over here. Let's select merge path to stay inside the group, and then we go add and we add an ellipse. So the ellipse should be under the merge path, okay, because we want to work on everything that's above this merge path. Then I'm gonna grow the ellipse wherever I like. For example, here is cool. Here you can use the reverse path, it will work. But since we are in merge path, let's add a merge path under the ellipse. I will come and add a merge path under the ellipse. Of course, I want to put it under. This merge path will work on this ellipse and this merge path, which has merged all the above. So this one, I think I should take subtract will work. Yep. So now you have a very nice gearbox here. And if you look at the stroke, you will notice that it's like a single shape. It's not 2, 3 shapes that you can see with the stroke and so on. It's one single shape. Of course, if you remove the stroke, they're gonna be looking like a single shape. Let's close the polystar here and choose content and go add another star. I will double click simply and just put it just over here. Okay. So now let's select content and add another merge path. as soon as you add the merge path, it has added a stroke and a fill one. What's the reason here? There is a fill here. These are group shapes. It has added a stroke, a fill, because if you use the add, here you are using the add, it is a single shape which requires a stroke and a fill. So automatically After Effects added for you a stroke and a fill for the merge path. So actually this merge path, you can logically think about it as a single shape. And look what happens. You can just come and change the stroke for everything within the merge path. Okay, let's put it back at 2. It's better. And you have a single fill for all of them. If I turn down the fill, come over here, make it more beautiful, take it more reddish. Okay, here you are. So the concept here is very powerful. I will do the same, for example, within Polystar 2. Can come over here, select this one, and add an ellipse inside to make the hole, and take the hole and grow it a bit. Okay, just like this. And maybe I can play with these guys. It's not working, so I have to add a merge path, which I will. Here is the merge path. Okay, and of course in the merge path, you know very well you are going to use subtract. Okay, look what we have done. Pretty cool, guys, right? Now you can decide to come and animate them, but still you have 2 shapes here, 2 group of shapes. So if you animate within the transform polystar, here is the rotation, for example. I will keyframe it over here at 0, go to the end and give it 1 rotation. Pretty cool. Come back to Polystar 2, find the transform Polystar 2, and then keyframe the rotation at -1. Okay, come back to the beginning and put it at 0. And now if I run the animation, you have a shape that is running into itself, and it's a very cool animation. Now it's gonna take some practice from you guys to start playing with the merge path. It has a certain logic and certain understanding, but believe me, it's extremely powerful to create some amazing shapes that will make Illustrator, shy up. But mainly, of course, here, because you are animating them, that's the power. Cool, guys. Thank you very much for listening to me and to the explanation for a merge path. And I hope you go out and create some amazing shape. Please create a video, upload it to YouTube. I'll be so happy to see your work and be proud of how you are developing in the course. Thank you. I'll see you in the next lecture.